I couldn't find a park. I wish I'd left earlier. They warned me not to park there, but I was running out of time, which was in hindsight a metaphor. If only foresight had affected the others more. Scanning my bag, nothing to see, a quick wave of the wand, and they let me go free into a closed room that I couldn't leave. Even at this point, I was showered in irony, as names were picked out and those that weren't breathed sighs of relief. He was young, not as young as she, nor as young as they were when the events took place, well, allegedly. They paraded her out like a criminal. He was innocent until proven guilty. She was always on trial. For 2 days they threw questions and shakes of the head. No calling out, no resistance, they said. Wait, who was on trial here? Whose innocence bled? The questioning went round and round and round and round and round and round and round like white noise in my head. I sat in a room with 11 others, and I wonder if they even spent a minute considering what if. What about their mothers or their sisters or their daughters? Maybe then they wouldn't be saying she should have drunk more waters. Maybe then they wouldn't be placing the blame on the one who did nothing but try protect her name, while smug, dead-inside lawyers treated her life like a game. Mind made up on day 3, but we sit until day 4, and then on day 5 we sit and we talk more. It's a man's life on the line, they say, as they consider ways to defend his actions. What about her, I think, and what about her, I say, and then what about her, I yell. Her life was already derailed from this line, and they all know this, but they still say it's not beyond reasonable doubt, and then they go home and be fine with the outcome of their day. How was your day, honey? Oh, it was fine. It was a cut-and-dry drama queen case. But how are you fine? How was your day fine? How are you fine with yourself? How can you really ever be fine with yourself? What is wrong with you? There is nothing reasonable about predetermined doubt. When you wrote off all the words that came out of her mouth and you took his and patted him on the back and said, he's just young, cut the man some slack, I turned white. And I sat there gobsmacked as 10 of the jury refused to react to the fact that their lack of empathy and their misplaced sympathy was adding to a symphony of misogyny that spirals down and down, further and around through the society where this keeps going down. They now all stare at the two of us and look at the clock as if they can change our minds by simply wading us out. As if their want to go home is more important than our want for justice. But the thing with justice is that it just is. As pointless as doing nothing if you don't take the responsibility seriously. Oh, what about him? Well, he made a mistake. He didn't mean to do wrong. Oh, her testimony's fake. She was leading him on. They tell me I have the facts wrong as they rub my face in the fiction of the reality that has been ingrained in them by society, a society that is falling apart with every unfair not guilty. They glare and they look at the clock as if all this friction will turn into static, which will spark in my mind and I will roll over with society and we can all just be blind. Oh, fuck that. Fuck you. I went home every night and I shook with fear, with anger, with hate, with fright. The evidence was so clear. But as it turns out, the only evidence that really matters is the evidence that the jury went into the courtroom with before they even heard the first words of the trial. The evidence for them was this thing called denial, that in our world, the world that we created, a world where the women are always on trial, where we judge how they dress and we judge how they smile. We all contribute to this. We all should be on trial. Because justice just is pointless. And it's just as pointless as screaming underwater. The sound is there. But the second she opened her mouth, we had already let her drown.